Alright, so previously, the group of you have been enjoying your downtime. You've saved a cod, you've returned to Elderthorn, you've touched base with family, friends, potential love interests. You've started building a nest. And you've had some time to think about the impending course of decisions. One such crossroads looming fast on the horizon is Siegfried's graduation from Blackburn Watch, and his decision as to whether or not to become a member of the Avowed. Another is your item that Aeolus carries. The rod of two geode-like stave segments that have been fused by some type of magic that is slowly pulling and drawing Aeolus's attention to the east. The presumed destination of which will likely be Brigand Hold, or potentially further into uncharted islands and waters. The history of Jaya with Brigand Hold and powers that be in those waters is, let's say, maybe tumultuous. It's up to her if that's accurate. We find yourselves in a time of relative peace. The days are yours as to how you wish to proceed from here.
What do we need to do? Anything? I mean, is there anything in the horizon that we're supposed to do, or are we just kind of fucking around?
The only thing that is present, that we will jump to if nobody has anything in the days leading up to it, is the Feast of the Moon, which is the official end of the autumnal season and the beginning of winter, which is the day before the month of Nightle. The Feast of the Moon will also be Siegfried's, if he chooses to be presented as a potential member of the Avowed, the recitation of accusations and affirmations.
Yeah, I think right now, Siegfried decided that he was going to go through with it. He just needs to tell Storm Surge or Blackburn Watch. So that's what he'll go do.
Siegfried,
Yes?
before you tell Storm Surge, could you help me with something?
Sure.
Spencer, we're gonna head to like the outer parts of Elderthorn, and I would like to try to hunt for a snake, a spider, and a small animal.
Okay. It'll take you a few days. Spider is easy enough to locate as long as you don't need a big one. The small animal, not terribly difficult. The snake, on the other hand, I'm gonna need a pretty decent survival check for. As you're aware at this point, have already had their first frost, where the dew upon the morning grass has been frozen. signaling the impending winter. As such,
Yeah.
most reptiles at this point are buried and hibernating. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean it's impossible. There are still warm days, but it's going to be a decent check.
Okay.
So, to help Aeolus, I will enhance ability myself. Give myself Owl's Wisdom and look for some snakes. I was like, I haven't done this since I was a kid. I used to scare my mom.
Go ahead and make a roll.
I'm just gonna see if I wheel or woe today. Wheel.
You find a garter snake about 1.5 feet long, not terribly large. It's about the diameter of your pinky, or Aeolus's pinky, not yours. You're a little bit bigger than Aeolus. It's a tender little thing. No harm that it could possibly pose to either of you. It
I like.
reasonably quick, also. So it only takes you a few hours to sort of wander through the farms that are border up against the edge of the Talfa.
I'll hold up to Aeolus and then I'll be like, "You're not gonna kill this snake, are you? Kind of cute."
I regrettably, for the project I'm working on, I need a snake's fang.
Oh, this is a garter snake. This doesn't have fangs.
God.
Yeah.
damn it.
They eat worms. They have recurved teeth to help them swallow. They're not really.
Oh,
Would
it's
a
okay.
ghost fang work?
If you need fangs, the snakes by Urcrypt or Akkad might be better.
Oh yeah.
It's warm all year round.
yeah. When we went up to Urcrypt, I looked and came across one of Carol's helping hands,
Mm.
and forgot he had helping hands, and it scared the shit out of me.
Well, yeah. Well, at least if you're looking for fangs, we can keep an eye out. And I just let the garter snake know.
So,
You watch it slither away for a moment before you lose it amongst the reeds.
have you made your decision on the watch?
Yes, actually, and it was actually what Teng told me that shifted the scales. I think I'm gonna go through it, and I have a project I want to do through the watch that involves Teng and Jaya, and you if you want to be involved too.
Of course. I just want to be fully transparent on everything that comes with your promotion.
Sure.
So, there are certain things, certain opinions that we are no longer allowed to state out loud if you become an avowed.
Hmm.
Your opinion, at least publicly, falls in line with the watch. We won't be able to vote on anything that happens in Elderthorn unless we become captains.
Hmm.
I have no intention of stepping up to the captain rank.
I mean, I'm fine with Storm Surge's leadership. He hasn't done us wrong so far. And captaincy, even the opportunity for me, probably a few decades away. Well, I guess I'll just tell you, Teng mentioned something about the Pinwood. It's affecting the dreams of the people of Elderthorn for who knows how long. And for an entity that isn't from our reality, so I wanted to see if I could use my avowed authority plus Teng and Jaya's knowledge to maybe protect the dreamers of our town. We've seen Teng sanctify the grounds in the nests, and Jaya has some knowledge of that magic circle we found in Akkad. I was thinking if we put our 3 minds together, we could figure something out to at least stop what's been happening here. Or slow it. Does that make sense?
It does. But I am also on the side of there's untapped potential waiting there.
Sure, but
Like, what if there's a way that we can use whatever it is of the Pinwood against Reklork?
I
and
mean,
Evil Kest.
I'm sure there's power to be had. That's probably why the cultists were attracted to the forest in the first place, or all these outcasts of our town. I'm just worried that not everyone will be able to survive reaching for that power. Not everyone who lives in Elderthorn are as strong as us. It seems like a lot of the followers of Greklork and Ivilkest, they take the power knowing that the weak will die in their wake. It seems like taking the power itself is a test. At least that's what it feels.
It does. Well, thank you for the help in gathering almost everything.
Yeah, no fanged snakes around here for now. Maybe after winter we can go to the plains, or surely if when we go to Brigandhold, we maybe find some sea snakes.
We've spent so long away from home, I forgot what time of year it was.
Right, I'm gonna go report to Storm Surge, so I will see you soon.
Understood. Aeolus is going to make his way to the Pinwood after that talk.
Really? Siegfried, you make your way to Blackburn Keep, and winding through the halls to Captain Brass Storm Surge's office. Doors open. He's currently working on reading through a pretty hefty-looking scroll of some sort. Glances up at you. Welcome! I still don't have any work for you, and I'd be chagrined to send you out of town, something when I'm not gonna have you for too much longer. What can I do for you?
No worries, Captain. I've just come to let you know that I've decided to go through with the avowed ceremony.
Yeah, it's wonderful. He reaches over to the side of his desk and he pulls on a rope. You see it sort of goes up through the ceiling for a moment, and you're not sure, you don't hear anything. Someone will be up in a moment. That's fantastic news. I'm glad to hear it. We have some preparations to make. I have to let the council know that we'll have to do a hearing during the festival. I'm pleased you're going to be sticking around.
Yes, I think I can do a lot of good work here with the Watch's help, and also help the Watch.
That you will. I need to also inform you, making this decision, as someone practiced in magical means, I will not be your most superior officer. You will fall underneath Nath's supervision. So, you will obviously take orders from either of us, If at any point our orders are in conflict, you are to defer to Nath. Is that understood?
Understood. Nat, I admire Nat's skill and knowledge. That should be easy enough.
I think I'll put you underneath Lori Kinney as well. You've spent some time. I don't know if you've done a lot of jobs with her. She's good. She's younger, but she's a good lieutenant. But if you have any questions, you can ask Nath, myself, her.
Sure.
But I doubt she'll have too much of an issue if you continue to work in your own ways between yourself and Aeolus and the small cadre of do-gooders you've put together.
Just full transparency. After the festival, we were planning on making our way to Brigand Hold. If the Watch had any business there that they'd like us to look into.
Not me particularly. The Watch, I guess. I would recommend you touch base with... Touch base with the ODMC. Let me grab the name. Dr. Zillan Booncraft. He runs the office here. They're constantly wary of ships traveling in that general direction. Seems like piracy's been on an uptick, but he might be able to, I don't know, point you in a decent direction, or maybe just echo hollow words of warning, truth be told, but...
At the very least, they might have a contact there. The ODMC contact was very helpful to us in Akkad.
It's possible. Brigand Hold was one of the Taltha a few years back. It fell to a sizable crew at that time, and I surmise it's only grown since then. Known as the Devil's Buccaneers. Since then, they've not really had any formal contact with the other Taltha, ourselves included. They're operating much more independently than we would have suspected, but I mean, it's a lot easier when you can just pillage ships that are going through your waters.
Do they still send representatives to the meets?
No.
No.
We, a good ways off east, further than the hold, is, the small settlement of Jarka. They were absent at the last meet as well. We suspect because of Brigand Hold's stranglehold on the sea routes. Benil is able to take a northern passage and then come down along the coast to get to Armskirk. Jarka has to basically sail through waters that are easily controlled by anyone who's in control of Brigand's Hold.
So one would be able to surmise that the opening of the gate would be bad business for whoever runs those routes.
In theory, unless it's good
They
for
control the
business.
Yeah.
From my understanding, only so many things can go through the gate. So if you need to offload precious gems and coins, it's fantastic. Get from A to B pretty
mules,
quick.
Apparently.
But livestock's iffy, from what I've been told so far. But barrels of mead, grain, stone, like all bulk supplies, still travel by ship. And as far as I know, Jarka and Benil have no such henge connection, and are very much at the mercy of the traders.
Yep. Well, I'll go discuss it. We do have a member of our party that has some experience with Brigand Hold, so I'll see if she has any more information. But yeah, I suppose I will see you in a few days.
Sounds good. At this moment, you hear there a huffing and puffing as a clattering of sound and footfalls appears at the door behind you. And you see Arvir. You rang, Captain. Yes, Arvir. Come in, come in. Siegfried's joining us. It's good. Siegfried, you go. I'll coordinate with our people. Welcome again. I'm looking forward to having you.
Thank you, Captain Arvir, and I'll just exit.
Aeolus, you were heading to the Pinwood. Anything in particular? Just collecting stuff. Normal Aeolus stuff.
Yep. Just collecting stuff.
Okay.
I want to walk up to one of the trees that may be missing some bark.
Okay.
And I want to take Vergasiv and I want to stab it into the tree.
And some sap oozes out around Vergasiv. Vergasiv appears to be unharmed.
That's good.
Okay. Jaya, Heliwrast, Teng, Dunan. What are the four of you up to? Individually or together?
I am going to continue working on my nest and also hunting for herbs in the forest.
Okay.
Heli will also be helping Tang build their nest with whatever brute strength that Tang needs.
The whole time, Tang's going to be trying to get more information about Heli's crush.
Yes!
You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at how reticent Heli can be. She's very frustrated because she can't tell for shit if Emil even understands what's going on or cares or is shy or just thinks it's stupid, and she's just very frustrated. She's never liked anybody before, never tried to catch somebody's attention, and she's a tendency to just kind of like, belch mid-conversation and fart publicly. You guys, I haven't really played her that way because it's just not a thing that she would do, but that I would do. But she's very uncouth. She has very little charisma, so she doesn't know what the hell she's doing. Because she's technically half orc, but she's like 3/4 orc. And just has no idea. That's why she likes hanging out with you guys, because you don't give a shit.
It's true.
Jaya?
Well, I feel like I missed something, Meg, as a player, because I don't recall this love interest situation. So I am intrigued, and also down for building a nest. I think that Jaya also would be like in the library, kind of studying up on the things that they just whatever she can find out about like goo people, and like that was a whole thing that she didn't know about, and is for the first time really understanding just how like impractical her forgive me for this, impractical her magic was. And then obviously she's going to want to talk to Kelpip a little bit about like next steps.
So Elderthorn does not have a library, but they do have the Mythsmith bookstore.
I'm sorry, Spencer, do you not remember that I have a portable library that I keep in my pocket?
Well, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that.
Yeah.
There is a bookstore if you would like to purchase. But yeah, you can spend time in your own library. That's fine. Don't support the town. Don't give silver to small businesses.
She has like again no money.
Something tells me that this nest is going to become like a girls' tree fort or something, and no boys are allowed.
100%. That's great. And I love this idea.
Tang goes to build a small nest for her in a tree, and suddenly you end up with a 3-story thing.
Well, like
Precariously.
Helly can like bring it to the base of the tree, and like Jaya can help like move things up and down, basically acting as a dumbwaiter, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, Jaya has no money, so she's not going to be going to buy books if she could just go to the library and hang out, and no one gives her any guff about it.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay. Dunan, how do you pass your days?
Well, Dunan is probably hungover, and because it's been so long that he has really cooled off. So he probably wakes up very late, so close to midday, and wonders where the fuck everybody's been or is. And so he probably decides to, I guess, some training and some battle maneuvers with the pup. Guess he's gonna lean in more with fighting on the pup.
I like it. Sounds fun. So definitely get a few of the village children like watching you every now and then as like you are riding the bloody pup and like down one way with a hammer swing and
some
turn
vomiting
around
in between,
probably.
probably.
Yeah. And nothing like early morning, mid-morning workouts right after getting up, being hungover, and then starting drinking right away.
If you can drink, you can work.
Yeah.
That's his saying.
Part of alcohol has water in it. That counts. All right. Does anyone have anything that they wish to attend to before we jump to the Feast of the Moon?
No, not at the moment.
I think Tang would have. I think Tang would have advised Helly to maybe lighten up a little bit on some of the battle stuff or something. So Helly would have at least gone out and gotten some new clothes. Something
shopping montage.
Yes,
shopping. Yes. So something that's fits well and doesn't have all sorts of travel stains and holes and boob sweat marks and pit sweat marks and whatever other kind of sweat marks you can have on clothes.
I think that Tang and Jaya need to dress Helly up.
Oh, 100%.
Yes. Make her try on all of
them.
I spend a solid day studying makeup tips in the library.
You gotta make Helly look amazing for the festival.
Ellie's bewildered but accepts it.
Chang spends many late nights practicing braiding on Jaya's hair.
Every day just has more and more of an elaborate hairstyle.
I mean, I bet it's difficult to style hair without howling paws.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, that cracked me up.
Oh, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna teach Corin how
at the party.
You're gonna teach Corin how to braid my hair. Because Corin's got 8 feet. She could do amazing braiding.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So there's a 4th girl in the mix. And she's just as excited. I can just see Aeolus walking up, seeing what's going on, and just turning around and leaving without saying a word.
Well, since Dunan has also a lot of hair, he offers to help and be a practice dummy for braiding.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. The bows in the beard by the end of it.
Dunan the ally.
You'll probably find like a few like chicken wing bones in Dunan's
Yeah, most likely. You probably get drunk by smelling.
Just like wanders up, sees everyone doing this, and just turns around, goes back into the pinwood.
Uh-huh. Okay, so That's what's happening, Spencer.
That's fine. All of that.
Happy now?
That's all of that's fine. Don't even worry about it. Why is that gray? Okay. Moving towards the Feast of the Moon in that case, then. There we go. The 2 or so days leading up to it sees the Fated Gate rapidly swell in the number of people staying in it. Those of you who spend your evenings, Dunan, in the common room drinking, I'm not just Dunan, multiple people, but I feel like you probably have a unique perspective on it, Dunan. It's never this busy, except around some type of particular feast, because all of the various farmers that have half a day or a day's travel by cart into Elderthorn proper that are still part of the Tautha, that still serve with Blackburn Watch as part of their civic duty, but are a good distance away, are coming into the town for this massive end of autumn feast and celebration. And it is packed. It is busy. Buka is running around like crazy. She has some extra help from some of the younger women and men of the town. You suspect even that some of the people staying there are probably paying her with help as opposed to coin, to help cover their families' rooms. The people who have family who live in town proper are likely staying with them, and the streets are noticeably growing in traffic and busyness and whatnot. The day prior to the Feast of the Moon, the Market March, is a throng of activity, and Blackburn has a not insignificant number of their force stationed in and around the Market March to try to cut down on pickpockets and petty thievery and things like that. The town's relatively doesn't have too much of a problem with that, but every now and then, especially with young kids. The day of the feast arrives. It is overcast. Looks like it might rain later. It's bright enough as a day that it still feels present and doesn't have this boding sense of storms, but there's enough of a dim chill in the air that people keep the lanterns and torches burning during the day, just to help spread a bit of warmth and cheer on an otherwise drab day. Feast is going ahead regardless of everything else. You all prepare in the morning as you see fit with your various decorations. That goddamn bird gif. I was not expecting that when I looked over at my other screen. As you prepare for the day, hair's brushed, combed, braided, armor polished. Are all of you wearing you went shopping for outfits, so I'll give you the opportunity. What is it that you are wearing to the Feast of the Moon?
I have to say, they couldn't talk me into a skirt, so Helly's still wearing pants, but very nice pants.
Yeah, I think Siegfried would have just gone simple, just some black pants, but kind of just like his shirt is something probably like you would wear in the summer, but because he likes the cold, it doesn't affect him too much. But I guess the biggest difference you'll see is that his tattoos have changed. His astral tattoos have changed. The dragon is now a winged serpent, coiled around his neck. The bronze chalice overfilling with gold has a bloody pup drinking from it now. and the arrow on one of his forearms is now going through a heart that says "Mom" on his left hand. So yeah, that's the biggest. His clothes. Siegfried looks like he's dressed for summer. That's probably the biggest thing of this appearance, besides his tattoos.
Love it. All right. Who's next?
I think Dunan would use some earthy colors like brown and green to complement his red hair. So he's gonna use brown pants and a green doublet, like very tight doublet, and some gems woven into his beard that look green and brown. Very stylish, very unusual for Dunan.
Yeah, I think Heli's dressed kind of like the most tuxedoed out, stylish lesbian you've ever seen in your life. Like she's ready. She's ready. Yes. That's it right there. Victor Victoria. There you go.
Yes.
And she's feeling herself. She's really feeling confident about all of this.
Well, she's had 2 hype women for the last week.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
2 hype women and a hype spider.
Yeah. Tang is still wearing her field healer's pauldron because you never know what might happen. Maybe somebody's gonna like trip and fall and hurt their knee. I don't know. But she's wearing a blue vest with silver star embroidery on it. So simple but elegant is her vibe.
Nice.
Jaya looks exactly the same. Like she's still wearing her flying leathers. The only difference is that she hasn't cast mage armor on herself, so it's slightly less like it has less of like a metal sheen to it and more of just like a matte black. But everything else exactly the same. Like she just does not. She doesn't have things with her. She probably also wouldn't be wearing her cloak because she doesn't feel cold. And I do want to say that for the ridiculousness of it, I am casting Major Image on Heli to make it look like she's constantly in like a very wonderful wind. So everything's just kind of like gently drifting around her face, and it's like a really nice smelling wind that I'm just moving with her. So I'm going to be concentrating on that for the first 10 minutes, hopefully when she meets whomever she is enamored with currently.
This is Heliwrast's origin story of how she becomes evil. I can see it. Aeolus is going to, forgetting that he's running late for the festival, is just gonna rinse himself off of the dirt, the muck, the grime, and he just shows up in the clothes that he's been wandering around the Pinwood in.
Yeah, Aeolus isn't trying to catch himself a woman. It's okay. At least not as far as we know.
Tang is going to be prepared that when we run into Heli's crush, she will pat Heli on the back and cast Enhance ability on Charisma.
Oh, nice.
I see the group of us have gone out and above for the feast.
Well, we dressed for the occasion.
Yeah.
And you look...
I
Yes,
look
well,
dressed for the
like you.
occasion. Well,
Must be different occasion for you then.
Clothing is a form of self-expression, and I think you express yourself exactly how you want to, Aeolus.
I was gonna say
well,
for
the only
somebody.
way to dress me up is to put all the monster parts that I've acquired onto me, and I don't think that's a good look.
Does Aeolus have long hair?
I don't think so. He has pretty short hair
Okay.
compared to the rest of us.
Never mind.
Yeah.
All I know is every icon I've ever seen for Aeolus, every time it just gets a little more daddy.
I mean, Aeolus in my mind is just Chuck Norris at this point. Like, seriously.
And I don't understand
I
why
feel
he
so
doesn't see that
inferior to
about
Chuck
himself.
Norris.
I mean, just his appearance, the way you've described Aeolus, it's like a very Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's right or not.
Yeah.
The art picture David Carradine.
Yeah,
like,
David Carradine's probably a
grizzled.
better one. Yeah.
Yeah, but just kind of like frail. Like you could sneeze and he'd fall over. That's the vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
imagine Siegfried has to go to some sort of holding area for the trial, right?
No, not necessary. You get called up at you will be called up at a certain point. So your major imaging heli. Let's go through how all of this goes then.
So I have purposefully not been around the entire time that they were,
doing this.
yeah. Do I have any sense of why
You
Heli is all
make an
dressed
insight
up?
check.
Oh no. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Clueless.
Siegfried's already forgotten what he told everybody. He was really drunk, and then he banged his head on the stairs as Dunan. He doesn't even remember what he told to Heli at this point. So
Okay. As you approach the cathedral square, everyone's hyped up, excited for the festivities that are about to begin. Let me adjust this to something more appropriate. That'll work.
Aeolus is constantly turned towards the direction of his house. If there's
Looking
even
for
the
smoke.
slightest bit of smoke, he's running.
The crowd is larger than most of you have seen gathered in one place, and it's still early in the morning. There are tables and stalls arrayed around the sides of Cathedral Square, which is the only true area of town that's sort of fully cobbled. Whereas like the Market March in the northeast of Elderthorn is some stone, some pounded dirt over time. Some of the stones upon which you walk are the oldest of Elderthorn and predate a lot of the space, and are used for such important gatherings such as this, or executions. There's a large stage that's been erected on the northern half of the square, and there's buildings that all overlook this space. Off to one side in the distance, a few hundred feet away, you can see the edifice of the establishment, just with a slight view towards the square, but not on it directly. The sound is a dull roar as the cacophony of people going around, clapping each other on backs, sharing tankards of various beverages, enjoying the fruits of the people's labor over the last 6-7 months, and sharing in this great feast. Heliwrast, you spot the subject of your admiration, Emil is off setting up a table with Buka from the Faded Gate. And they're currently trying to sort of finagle a fairly large cook pot onto a table, and sort of every now and then, like, Emil's lifting it, so that way Buka can adjust the legs a little bit so it sits level without rocking back and forth, and eventually they manage to get everything like nice and stable, and they're Buka goes and starts to move some boxes from a cart that she had used to transport everything from the Faded Gate, presumably bowls, utensils, and the like. Looks like a large stew has been prepared by her. But you manage to see Emil at a moment where you feel you might be able to approach.
Well, if they hadn't gotten everything pulled together so quickly, she would have gone and just at least tried to pick up the cauldron, at least to help quite a bit. Just kind of use some of her brute strength to just lift that cauldron up and make it easier for them to get it all set up. And then okay, I have to know, is there a dance at this thing?
There's revelry that's happening continually. There are instruments being played, but there's no single concerted thing happening at any point.
Okay.
The revelry often turns towards dancing and stuff towards the evening, but there's not like a "this is when the dance happens" types of thing.
Okay, well then she's just gonna catch Emil's eye and tip her cap or whatever it is, and just keep kind of going along and kind of see out of the corner of her eye if Emil even notices that she's cleaned up a bit. But she's still shy, so she's gonna be like watching surreptitiously.
Sure. Make me a perception check or make me an insight check. Sorry.
Insight. Okay. Oh, come on. I haven't opened up my thing yet. Insight.
I imagine Jaya and Tang as your hype wing women. I'd like a perception check for both of them also.
Okay.
Specifically perception from them.
How about that for an insight check?
Okay.
Shit.
I love it. It fits in.
It's so appropriate.
Okay. So, you sort of strut your stuff for a moment, sort of hoping that you catch her eye for a moment, sort of putting in her mind, maybe she'll come approach me later type of thing. You're just sort of putting it out there nice and non-forcefully. I'm gonna send you down to whisper for a moment, Kim.
Oh shit, okay.
So, hype women, you see her sort of do her little strut, sort of do that side glance, like, aren't I so cool? Here's my magnificent, colorful display of trying to attract Emil. And then you see Heliwrast sort of wander off. Maybe you're hoping for the approach in that moment, as you're sort of trying to onlook surreptitiously. As Heliwrast wanders off to not seem too desperate in any type of way, you see Buka come back and display very overly forward and incredibly indicative affection to Emil. Now, you as players know what the history check was that y'all flubbed.
Oh, I have it in my notes.
I know you do. But, so the two of you with your perception checks realize that Buka and Emil are an item. And Heliwrast does not pick up on that. So that's up to however you wish to broach that subject. All right, Ambient. All right, your the subject of your hype is back.
Okay.
Continuing on, as the day progresses, about high sun, there's a clattering of sounds near the stage in the northern edge of the square. And a familiar voice, seemingly magically modified in some way, booms out over the square. Attention! Attention! As per our laws, we must have our affirmations and accusations of Siegfried. Siegfried Bronze River. Adopted into his family as a babe. Has served the Blackburn dutifully for his 2 years as of this date. As of this time, Siegfried has expressed wishes in joining Blackburn for his career and continuing to serve the civic duty of the great people of Elderthorn. I call first his direct superior, who has been witness to Siegfried's growth over the last stint of time and can speak to the wisdom or folly of this decision. I call Aeolus to the stage.
I walk up.
And you see Nath's gonna give you a
Confident.
nod. Storm Surge does gesture to you, Siegfried, to come and step up as well and stand at attention.
Sure, I will do that.
I'll turn to Storm Surge and I'll salute. And then as Siegfried steps to my side, I'll look out to those present.
You cut in and out.
Oh no, I am currently thinking.
Okay.
I can just see there's the rest of us, the rest of the four of us standing over to the side of the stage, like clapping and quietly hooting. Woo!
Yeah, when I'm up there, I'm sure I see the mad dogs, but do I see my family here?
You would. You
Okay.
aware that they were coming into town for this?
Yep.
Populace of Elderthorn, I stand before you to give you examples of Siegfried's bravery, his wisdom, and most importantly, the huge heart that he has. As his superior officer, well, hopefully not too much longer, I would like to explain, or no, let me take you on some of our journeys and recall for you the moments where I would not be standing here, nor a few of the other members of our oh so lovely troop, the Bloody Mad Dogs.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
All right. You relate tales as you feel appropriate. For about 10 minutes. I'd like you to make me a performance check over this time, with advantage.
It's gonna go great, guys. It's a flat roll for me.
Can Tang like use hand gestures to signal stories to tell to give guidance? What?
I don't think it's gonna.
Guys, this touch.
Aeol,
Listen,
it's
guys.
not the subject matter of the tales that sort of don't land. Aeolus is just... You're not that much of a practiced public speaker in the same way.
No. No.
But
He is very much like that, like that school professor we've all had, where we sat down and within 5 minutes all we hear is wah 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 wah.
Fair. As you sort of step back for a moment,
The peanuts.
Nath does whisper in your ear as Storm surges and Hansty can't speak. Don't forget you can call witnesses that aren't you, because that sucked. One of the members of the populace, as is their right during this, stands and calls out a dwarven gentleman named Bremor. I'm not sure of his surname. He's stocky and muscular. He's got a reddish-brown beard that's braided with streaks of gray here and there. He's known for his perpetual scowl, but he's a relatively fair individual, if a bit gruff. Calls out, well, what good have you been doing us on all of these gallivanting journeys? We have to support you if you take this role. The money that we pay goes to support you and your family. If you're off God knows where, God's nowhere, not here protecting our friends and family, that doesn't seem very much like a member of the Watch. What say you?
I turn to him. I say,
Storm Surge holds
You're-
up his hand.
Yep.
do I say it or other people? I'm not sure.
Is that
Siegfried
asking
would-
me as a DM?
No, yeah, I don't know if Storm Surge waving to stop me from talking or
Correct,
waving
he
me on.
is.
Okay, I'll stop from talking then.
He glances at you, Aeolus.
I would like to call upon Okay. Spencer, can I call upon members of the council for this? Or no?
If you think, the council is the ones who make the final call. So,
Right.
you could. There's the chance that it might be seen as uncouth, because you're
Okay.
asking a council member to sort of divulge their inclination one way or another beforehand.
Okay.
You could. They could also decline. Maybe a scandal, maybe not. Depends.
I will call upon Heliwrast.
I was going to say, call on Dunan, another dwarf to dwarf. Okay.
I would,
Uh,
but above table, he's not of Elderthorn, you are.
That's
No.
true.
So,
Okay, well then,
Aeolus
Helio,
will-
Helio. Helly will step forward and say,
As you step forward,
I-
Heliwrast, there is a cordoned off area in front of the stage for any individual bearing such witness to sort of stand and have a space that they can pace and address various members of the crowd as opposed to being wedged in. So you are introduced into this space to give your testimony.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen of Elderthorn, I know it sounds like the Bloody Mad Dogs have been gallivanting wherever they please. But to be honest, we only do it because we see the grave danger that Elderthorn has been in over the past year. We see people in the crowd who are still alive because of what we have done. And know that none of this that we did was any fun. It was all done out of love and duty for the people of Elderthorn and the people of Aquan. And I believe that Siegfried has gone above and beyond duty to village, town, family, or continent to try to keep the dangers that face us at bay without any concern for his own health, his own welfare, or any part of his life past that moment. He just was answering the duty that he felt called to with everything that he had. Does that help, Sir Dwarf?
Does not respond, but go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Oh, great.
Is that charisma based?
It is.
It is charisma based.
Do you still have? Has it been less than an hour since the first attempt to see the lady?
Roll me a d20 on 11 or higher. It's less than an hour.
Okay.
Me or Helly?
You. It's your spell.
Can I use lucky?
Sure. It's a d20 test. Sure, why not?
So I rolled 2 d20s.
Yeah. 17. Hey, good lucky. All right.
Awesome.
So
Helly,
yes,
you get
it has been less than an hour. So therefore, Heliwrast has advantage on the persuasion. So go ahead and roll one more persuasion for me.
Roll again. Okay. Oh,
Pretty good.
thanks.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
An elven woman, slender, with a very fair porcelain skin and silver hair that's sort of tied back with a leather thong. Blue eyes, chimes in. My name is Ivara. I live on the outskirts of this Tautha. If he is to accept this role, I feel he should be affirmed if he's not injured any parties. But my apprehension comes from his seeming opinionated side profession. I've heard tell of his penchant for spinning songs and tales, and I'd be worried that some of these could paint Blackburn and by extension all of us, in poor light. I'd be worried for my family's own safety if such people would be traveling near enough to our lands. A gnomish gentleman named Gord Thickpelt chimes in. He's a member of the ODMC, middle age for a gnome. He's got a pretty patchy looking leather jacket, stained with, imagine salt water. It's not really been washed too well, so there's sort of lines of salt where splashes have fallen upon it in time. I think he'll be fine as long as he recognizes that the Watch needs to support the community as well. Would Siegfried, if he becomes a higher ranking member of the Watch in his years ahead of him, have the foresight to make sure to continue to deal fairly with the various businesses of Blackburn and of Elderthorn. If you'd like to call a witness, Aeolus, you can.
Yes, I will. I'll call upon Tang. And we'll look to both individuals that spoke. Are all the Siegfried that stands before you now, of course, loves to express himself and how proud he is of his home, his family, those that he sees in and out of Elderthorn in song. For isn't that how all great stories begin?
Tang, you're able to come forward into the quartered area for you to bear witness. What do you have to add?
The concern is about singing songs bringing unsavory folks.
It seemed that she was partially concerned about it. The other concern is if Siegfried gains rank within Blackburn, above the rank of avowed lieutenant or captain at some point, will he support the people who bring money into Blackburn? Because he'll be in a position of power.
Tang will speak for the first half about the singing songs, about her own home and how isolated it is from the rest of the world, and how very few people know of it and fewer still visit it, and how having stories spread about your homeland and the people, especially the power of the people that live there, can help draw commerce, can help build the Taltha's reputation and protect it. It doesn't do the opposite. It's kind of her tale.
Okay.
And then to address the latter half, she speaks solely of the amount of care that Siegfried has when he speaks of his home. And that's something that's always been present since she first met him. She has zero doubt that he would fully dedicate his life in the service of this Taltha. And she says that with a lot of resolution.
Okay. Make me an intimidation check.
Oh. Okay, I'm luckying this.
Okay.
Because I really, 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 really... Why am I intimidating them?
because you are saying something with absolute certainty, daring somebody to say otherwise.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm not an intimidating human or character person.
That's
I don't know.
fair,
I'm
yeah.
small.
It's okay.
I'm small. I have never had to do public speaking before, and I definitely stick out in this Talpa.
No, it's fine. Storm Surge's voice booms over the square again. Thank you, Tang. Do we have anyone else who wishes to speak on Siegfried Bronze River's accusations and affirmations? And do any of you wish to say an additional part? Or a part, if you've not spoken as of yet.
Peng just wants to say that this Tautha is lucky to have a warrior such as Siegfried in its service, or would be lucky to have a warrior such as Siegfried in its service.
My audio is
Kelly
cutting
would
in and
step
out.
up
Is the
again.
same thing happening to y'all?
Not
I
really, but it
think-
happened to me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. To back Tang up on that, can I call Dunan?
You can. Dunan can't volunteer information unless he's called upon, because he's not a citizen. But you could call him as a character witness.
Yes, I would like to call Dunan, and I'll step away from Siegfried a few paces. Very early on, Dunan, do you remember where the Bloody Mad Dog's name came from?
Well, I sure do. Like it was yesterday. It was our first mission appointed to scout out the pin boot. And they were attacked by some not so doggy looking dogs, let's call them. And we stood there side by side, back to back, and I point to my companions and I point to Siegfried. And this man over there, point to Siegfried, has all your backs. I guarantee it. And I'll spin a tale about friendship, camaraderie, and that we bonded with blood and sweat, and we had our backs many, many times, and that Siegfried will make sure that duty comes before everything. And he's always gonna have the people's back of Elethorn.
So, in my closing part, he doesn't just venture off with the bloody mad dogs and fights for your lives from afar. There have been plenty of times where Siegfried has gone into the Pinwood or has gone into the mines to protect what we are, what Elderthorn is, and what we bring to not only ourselves but the rest of Aquan. He is the strength and he is the heart of the Bloody Mad Dogs. And if he were to become avowed, then lieutenant, then captain, whenever you see hardship, Siegfried Bronze River is a name that you can rely on. No matter how small or how mighty the task, he stands for Elderthorn above all else.
I'd like you to each roll me a persuasion check for the Edifice of Advantage, one from Aeolus, one from Dunan. As you step back, Aeolus, Nath's much better witness. You should see about public speaking skills. Dunan, as you step back from the witness cordon, Captain Storm Surge takes a glance over the crowd to see if any other hands raise themselves. If all that has needed to be said has been said, the Council of Elders will determine your fate, Siegfried. Well, I hope to be able to deliver you the good news of my wishes for you to join, and I believe I speak for my compatriot Nath as well. But it is out of our hands. You've been a fine member of Blackburn these last 2 years, and the aid that you and your companions have provided through your service has been of incalculable value. With this, let's return to the festivities until such time that an announcement can hopefully be made. You can hear the various musicians strike up their instruments again, and this motley melody of different tunes sort of wafts back over the atmosphere of Cathedral Square. The dull roar of side conversations starts to crescendo and build again. Storm Surge comes over to you, Siegfried and Aeolus. It was good. Trust me, I've seen much worse. So don't think nothing of it. Hopefully the council will recognize your contributions.
Honestly, I think I needed to hear it. I hadn't been thinking about my avowed status in the ways the villagers had mentioned. And I think it's important I should, here on out.
I've seen someone accused of bedding someone else's wife while they were on this stage. So, don't worry. You're fine. As far as, like, accusations go, that was pretty mild. You've not been going sleeping around with people's wives or husbands, have you?
Who was that? Just out of curiosity. Did they get appointed to a vault then? Or were they banned?
No comments.
Aeolus walks away.
Can I insight him? Does he talk about himself?
Sure, make an insight check. I'm gonna need to get a roll for the other side of that. Give me one moment, please, while I wait on that.
Sure.
Ellie's feeling a little pissy that anybody cast any kind of aspersions on Siegfried whatsoever.
You're not sure, Dunan, if he's speaking about himself or somebody else that's presently on the stage.
Okay.
You think
Just
he's definitely
squint my
speaking to
eyes a little
somebody
bit.
on the stage, but you're not sure if it's
Okay.
him or somebody else. He's definitely sort of
Alright.
guarding some history there.
There's 3 options: Aeolus, Nath, or Storm Surge.
I have to get him drunk to get the full story. I'm dying to know.
As the rest of the revelry for the day goes by, is there anything in which the group of you like to get yourselves up to?
Well, it's time to celebrate. Or is it too early? I mean,
I think it's a whole day thing. So
Oh yeah, this was at
When
high
he
sun.
said it was-
Definitely a day drinking kind of
Yeah.
day.
I would just try and join up with my family too and bring them into the celebration if they're
Sure.
around.
I mean,
And Bug Run too, is because I haven't seen Bug Run in like a year. He's been in the forest.
I would be drinking either way. I just needed an excuse to drink, but well,
I don't think he needed the excuse.
You have to introduce Dunan to wine slushies.
Ooh, what is
No.
that?
All right. Let's do a quick mid-session break here as the revelries for the Feast of the Moon continue, and we'll pick up a little bit later in the day. Let's say 6-7 minutes or so.
Whoop, whoop.
All right.
finishing some dinner.
Oh, good. All right, getting back into everything. The revelry continues over the course of the day, whilst it is still overcast. There seems to be the ever sort of present threat of a storm coming down, but it seems to be held at bay, thankfully. And no rain falls upon your heads as the day progresses. The crowd swells in size as the evening starts to come upon you. More torches are lit, keeping the square awash with light. The various people covering the instrumentation converge at some point up on towards the stage and start putting together a little impromptu concert of sorts, where they're playing similar tunes, which helps even out the sounds of the space.
Can I keep an eye out for anyone who may or may not look lesbianish that has their eyes on Heli that I can try to redirect her attention to?
Certainly.
Flashpoint towards Heli.
My God, I have never felt more on the same vibe as someone in my life. That was what I was thinking.
I don't even know what to tell you to roll for that, so just roll something.
I think you all need some alcohol for a boost in that charisma.
That would be perception, I think.
Yes. It's perception.
Hey!
Certainly.
I was distracted by something else.
Tang and Jaya, would you like to describe the individual that you come across? I'll let you do it.
Well, so who does Heli currently have a crush on? What's the name again?
Emil.
Amber Braid.
I need to find out. I need to remember what she looks like.
Yeah. Pop her up there.
Yeah, she's in the
hot for a
NPC
dwarf.
section, I think.
Emil, okay, found her. She's what race is she?
She's
Dwarf.
dwarf.
Dwarf. Okay. I'm gonna just assume that Heli has a thing for dwarves. Either dwarves or gingers. Those are the two things I'm keeping an eye on, or eye out for, and I am directing Jaya to help me find. Who look somewhat interested in Heli. Because she's all glammed up.
Okay. You find someone. I would like you to describe the individual that you find specifically. You're writing the NPC that you found.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide whether I think that I might need your help on this. Megs.
No.
Do we find a ginger human or a non-ginger dwarf? Do we think Heli's more into gingers or more into dwarfs?
So I think I have Jaya does not understand how to differentiate gender and dwarves. So I feel like a ginger human might be easier for them to identify. So yeah. In my head, like kind of like a gangly like someone who's like kind of hot in like a bookish sense, but is definitely struggling with like carrying like a tankard of ale, you know, like someone that Heli could come to the rescue of and lift things for and would be really impressive, but definitely has that like she's gonna take her glasses off and be just like fucking hot, just so insanely attractive. That's in my head. That's who we see.
Like one of the barkeeps who is struggling with we spy a barkeep who's a ginger woman who is struggling a bit with a full cask trying to move it, and we're like, hey Heli, why don't you go help her out? She looks like she could use some assistance.
So you basically find the barmaid who's like it's her first Oktoberfest and she's not quite up to strength.
Yeah,
Oh
but I
my
would have
God.
noticed her
Exactly.
looking at Heli multiple times, which is why I'm sending Heli to her aid.
Yes. Yes. And like she's definitely
and
rebuffed
Heli-
a lot of the dudes that have flirted with her. Like she's like definitely given them the eye rolls and like, oh god, not these guys again. Like the haggard waitresses at Hooters, like that level of like, got it. If one more dude talks to me, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. That vibe.
The one that's the first one to jump in and be like, I will absolutely give you a hurricane shot.
Yes.
The barmaid who's been doing hurricane shots all night.
I know exactly who Heliwrast reminds me of now.
Oh.
Conquer Queen from Overwatch.
Ah.
All right, Heliwrast, you're thrust upon this barmaid.
And Heli's just bewildered as fuck. Like, what? She's clueless. Absolutely clueless.
Okay.
But she sees the need and says, okay, I'll go help this chick. I don't know why, but I will do it to humor.
Make me an
The two of
athletics
you.
check.
Oh, okay.
$17, pretty good. You all sort of set this pretty hefty keg onto one of the tables before she starts filling up steins to start passing around to people as well. You get a few words out of your mouth, Heliwrast. While this is happening, Siegfried, you've been spending some time with your parents, and they've drawn you into conversation with Storm Surge and Nath at that moment. Dunan, you're engaged in a drinking contest, perhaps?
Drinking, dancing.
I will be drinking with Dunan.
Absolutely.
That's a bad idea, but alright.
You're speaking with a few individuals, enjoying some conversation and company.
I feel like Aeolus is probably like the only one who can keep up with Dunan because you have that poison immunity.
I also imagine
Yeah.
Tang and Jai are like crouched behind like the nearest cart, watching Heliwrast like hawks. Being the best nosy friends ever.
We're furtive. Like we can be sitting at the bar together, chatting, just both of us sneaking glances and filling the other person in on what's going on.
Can I also try to hook up Aeolus with someone?
We can come to yeah, we can come to that. So
Dun is definitely gonna try that.
Yeah, we'll come around to that. So Heliwrast, you get the first few words of like she expresses her thanks to you. As you start to sort of introduce yourself and maybe begrudge your friends that sent you over here, you hear screams rip through the square. I'm gonna move all of you to a map.
We
were so close.
Maybe Heli can be showing off. I don't know.
It's up to you.
Just like a Tang and be like, did you do this?
I'm going to ask all of you to roll into initiative as these screams echo through the square as three hulking creatures erupt out of some of the various tents and covered areas, dripping viscera down their faces, holding the torn asunder torsos and legs in different hands, spilling entrails of their victims upon the ground, gazing at them.
I would like to swap my initiative with Dunan.
Go ahead and make the edits. Dunan is 3, Tang is 24. I'm gonna do each of these individually as opposed to initiative as a group.
Where are these assholes?
Pulling them to the sheet in a moment.
And what are
Okay.
these assholes?
Token layer. Do you see them?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Now let me get a change of music as well. As these creatures make themselves known, one cry goes out, and this keening, wailing sound echoes from their maws. The face of these individuals is eyeless, noseless. There's just a vacuous void as they open their mouths, and you see churning smoke like soup. Like you're gazing into a stormy night sky illuminated by boreal lights. They gaze out with this unknown dread throughout the space, and people are screaming as the entrails are dripping. The individuals are gazing at the shapes that people's innards are making upon the ground before tossing those bodies aside and seeking out the next victim. Dunan, you are up here. You are top of initiative. What would you like to do?
Am I surprised or just
What?
do I have the surprise condition?
No,
That's not a
surpri-
mechanic anymore, right?
Surprise condition is not a mechanic anymore.
Oh, it's not.
It's advantage or disadvantage on initiative. So they all rolled
All right.
initiative at advantage.
Okay. So, do we have any weapons on us? I guess not, right?
I would say you would have your weapons, not your armor.
Okay. Cool. Well then,
You're dressed for a party.
I would shout, "Get the fuck away from here!" To the civilians, and I will rush towards that
Certainly. Stepping
party
over
pooper.
apples and
Yeah.
the various goods that have spilled onto the ground as this cart has been erupted by this creature looking for its next victim.
And I will, since I don't have the shield, I guess as well, I will attack two-handed with the hammer.
Certainly.
Seventeen hits.
17 just hits.
Nice.
So 11 points.
No, I have to roll the d10
Okay.
for the damage.
You are aware that you have dueling style, and you give up dueling style by rolling two-hand.
Ah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're better
do,
off
yeah.
just rolling one-handed regardless.
Yeah. Let's leave it at one-handed.
Okay,
Cool.
sounds good. You have a free hand
Second
if you
attack.
need to do something in that case then.
Yeah.
Big damage there.
That's better. And then I will
17.
smite.
Alright.
Mighty smite. I get one free smite.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you do.
Is it a level 1
It's
or a
a
level
yeah, it's
3?
base level smite.
Okay, I'll use that.
Sure, go for it.
Is
These
it
are aberrations. They are not fiends
Okay.
or undead.
the 2d8?
7 more on top of that. Seems to take all of the damage fine. And I believe you can push it automatically for your weapon mastery, correct?
Yeah, I can push it 10 feet, I think.
Alright.
I can push it far away from the civilians, yeah.
Alright. Trying to push it into the corner of the square away from the
Yeah.
exit. And as you sort of glance around, your sense of awareness, you see all of Blackburn sort of trying to ready themselves, but there's people everywhere, and their priority is probably going to be getting people out of the square rather than anything else. That brings us to the creature on the far right, who opens its maw and gazes at the Blackburn recruit in front of it before striding forward. It is going to take 2 claw attacks against the member of Blackburn. 22 and 16 both hit. The individual takes 16 points of slashing, 14 points of psychic, and is torn in half as this young man's guts spill over the ground. The creature's staring at them, enthralled by the patterns that his intestines are making upon the stones, before gazing up and seeing the shouting Nath and Captain Stormsurge, where you are, Siegfried, as well, and locking its eyeless gaze upon you. Brings us to Aeolus.
Aeolus is going to put his hands on both of the civilians that he's standing next to, and I'll kind of like nudge them to the northern offshoots. And I'll run up, and as I run up, I'll shout for everyone to head up towards the stage, far away from these creatures. And I will amplify Blood Curse of the binding at this creature.
Lovely. What type of save is that?
That is a strength save of... Let me get my spell save DC. Oof. Okay.
And it does not have a penalty to its save.
I will... I will pull out the Star Metal Blaster and will fire shots at it.
Okay. Uh, 12 does not hit.
And then there's the second one.
21 will hit. 4 points of damage. As it sort of turns towards you, the most recent source of its agony. Anything else?
Don't forget you get 9 temp HP.
I will make myself look as large as possible.
Certainly. And yes, Aeolus, you would have 9 temp HP as well. You were just hanging out with Dunan. Alright, that brings us to the one in the southeast corner, who's charging forward and tearing apart this civilian. Send that to the map layer. And also gazes at the mess it makes upon the ground. It doesn't see any immediate threat to it, so it's just going systematically. As we come around to Jaya.
Bonus action blade song. Yeah, that she's fine with that, honestly. And then I think we're gonna conjure Big B's hand.
Nice. Okay. Grab that thing for Big B.
when I will like run up and put myself in front of it. Even though I'm conjuring the fist right there.
I believe the fist
be a meat
is
shield for these people.
10 foot. That's a large conjuration.
Yeah, large hand.
Okay, and can you control that? Can you move that thing around?
I cannot. No.
Oh, damn it. Hold on. Now you should be able to.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm gonna put it like right between.
Okay.
Like and oh god, why is there two? That freaked me out. Sorry.
Can you
sorry.
put Bigby's
I'm
hand
gonna put
in
it
chat
in
as
front
well?
of like the closest. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna. Oh, there we go.
Interpose, I believe.
What do you...
Hand grants half cover against attacks and other effects. So you're trying to block it from approaching the next civilian, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is
because
your
I can't hit with it on this turn, right?
I believe so. And what is your hit point maximum?
112.
That's what the hand has. Okay. So the hand has a hit point bar now, and that should be... There we go. Alright, you're concentrating on Bigby's hand. You stride forward with Blade Song. Anything else for your turn?
That's action, bonus, and movement. I think that's all I got.
Wonderful. Brings us to the final Strider, who, Aeolus, you were most recently... the individual to most recently damage it. It is going to open its wide mouth on its featureless face, covering that which would normally be eyes and nose with just this open void into nothing space, and gaze at you. A few things happen that you immediately notice. The bags that you carry, because you came from the Pinwood, the bags that you carry upon you suddenly feel lighter. Not as heavy. Did you activate your Crimson Right or no?
I did not.
Okay. You notice nothing else at that moment. It is going to stride forward, though, and attack you with 2 claws and a bite. Claw is a 26 to hit and a 12 to hit.
I will shield the 12.
Shield the 12. Okay.
Plus my AC right now is 11.
Okay. And then the final bite is a natural 20.
Okay.
So you have 6 points of slashing and 7 points of psychic from the claw.
Okay.
And then 20 points of piercing and 16 points of psychic from the crit.
Okay.
And I'm going to whisper something to you as well, so that way you're aware, even if your character's not quite aware yet. And then that'll bring us to Heliwrast.
Are we waiting for a whisper?
No, you're good. You can continue.
Oh, okay. Heli's gonna kind of shove Cutie over here down towards all these barrels where she can possibly hide. And then she's going to come forward so that she can possibly be flanking with Jaya. But before she makes that movement, she's going to do part of her movement here and hit it with Blight.
Ooh, nice. That's a con save. Okay. Oh no,
no,
failed with a
for
12.
full.
Give me some damage.
Okay. Wait, did I even cast it yet?
Uh,
Oh,
no,
wait,
I just know
okay.
that it's a
So
con
there we
save.
go.
I know some
Oh,
things.
okay.
I don't know all of Aeolus's saves.
So there's the blight cast.
Okay, 31 points of damage.
Mhm.
Nice. It is not a fan of what you just did to it. It does not seem to
Okay,
resist anything.
And then she's just going to come up here closer to it to also be a meat shield. And she's got Shade and Shine in both hands, with in each hand, with judging by what it is, she's going to, as her bonus action, she's going to apply the Shine aura buff.
Okay, so you have Shine
For
going.
next.
Gotcha.
Yep, Shine's going.
And don't forget that gives you a special reaction. I believe it's at 10-foot aura, correct?
Yes, 10-foot aura.
And there you go. And let's keep your special reaction in mind if it comes up. That'll bring us to Siegfried with Tang on deck, followed by the civilian turn, which is where Blackburn will move at the same moment.
Okay. Just to confirm, this guy is dead now, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
working on it.
So I am going to move over here, and I'm gonna tell. I'm just gonna shout out to this guy, "Fall back! Help the civilians!" Then I am going to cast Wall of Ice with my action, using the ring.
Okay.
So that's, sorry, I have to see how many charges it is. It is 2 charges. And I would like to just try to block off this guy, like put it in this square, this square, this square, and then
So, it's, how many, it's 10,
10,
it's 100 feet,
10,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just want to do these 3 squares here, and then just have it extend back this way, so I can give the guy below a chance to run out.
Gotcha. Okay. So, like that.
Yeah, and then make a right angle at the bottom.
Like that.
Smart.
Yeah, and then just
out that
extend it
direction.
back. Yep.
Gotcha. And these are 10 feet tall
Yep.
as well, correct?
And yeah, but I believe they're 10 feet tall.
Okay.
Do I see them over there, or are they completely blocked now?
No, you can see the sort of shifting shadow from the torches that are
Okay.
illuminating the streets, but while large, these things are sort of hunched over. So.
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just gonna tell this guy to help with the civilians. Bonus action, I'm gonna go into archer form,
Okay.
and I believe this guy's within range. So I will make a shot at the one that they're fighting down there. Let's get the archer. It should be on. I think I'm just really zoomed out. Okay, there it is. I will make an archer shot.
Well, that hits. 16 points of radiant
Yep.
damage. Very good.
That is my.
That'll bring us to Tang
And
with the
I guess,
civilians. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I guess one thing people notice is that all my tattoos are glowing at the same time now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Tang is going to see Heli and Jaya teamed up, Aeolus and Dunan teamed up, so she's going to take wing and head towards Siegfried.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Where is my little wing insignia? I feel like it doesn't change locations. I just can't see things.
Yeah, I wish I could, like, remove half of the little icons in there. They're just defaulted, though. I only use like maybe 5 of them ever.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm actually going to go up 5 feet. Come on.
All right. And
I can see the creature from there, yes?
you can see both of them, yes. Well, you can see basically the whole square at this point.
Mm-hmm. So, okay. I'm gonna use Flame Strike on the one behind the ice wall.
Okay. That's a dex save, if I'm recalling correctly.
Yeah.
What's your DC?
It is 18.
No, fails with a 14.
So it's gonna be 5d6 fire, 5d6 radiant. How do I do the damage on this?
Oh, you can just roll
Kind of
10d6. It's straight damage. There's no resistance or immunities here, so it's just he's just taking the 10d6. $42 points of damage. What does that look like as you do it?
I point one fluffy clawed hand towards the creature and utter an invocation. A pinch of sulfur falling from my fingertips and a 40-foot high cylinder of fire descends down on the creature, engulfing it in holy flames.
I love it. All right. That brings us to... Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have anything that you wish to do with your bonus action? My apologies.
I don't believe so, no.
Alright, I'm moving civilians at the moment. Very exciting, I know.
It's awesome to watch them all scatter.
Interposing hand blocks the opportunity attack, so on one of them. I believe that's all of the civilians. See the Blackburn recruits sort of coalesce and try to push into the square a little bit as they're hurrying people, trying to hurry people out of the space. This one moves in following Siegfried's suggestions. And Nav heads this direction, Storm Surge heads this direction. Storm Surge has 45 feet. Alright, that'll bring us to Dunan. Top of the round.
Yeah. Well, Dunan moves over to Aeolus and says, make some space. And I'm gonna use... where is it? Bait and switch. So, me and Aeolus...
The fact that you're using Aeolus for this is amazing.
So, me and Aeolus
He just,
switch
like,
places.
Ragdolls him over.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I get 4 to my AC. Since you have shield up, right?
Is it plus 4 to your
Yes.
AC or his AC?
Okay. I can choose
Oh,
either if...
cool. Alright.
And then I'm gonna attack that lovely little monster there. That's not gonna hit.
Ooh, no, 13 is no good. Oh no, done it.
Yeah.
These
Nice.
2 blows crash into it. As
Dunan,
you...
I think you've been sorry. I think you've been forgetting some, but I think your champion shield can turn an attack into an advantage.
It's not here, the
Oh,
shield.
okay. Oh, never
Dunan.
mind.
That's right.
Something you
No.
notice as you step into the space Aeolus was, and the creature's gaze falls upon you. You feel like you're lacking something. You're not quite sure, you can't place it, but
Oh no.
it's just something that sort of catches you off guard. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay.
It was a shitty turn anyway.
That'll bring us to the Strider over by Siegfried. As, having finished reading the entrails of this guard, it sort of gazes up at the wall of ice in front of it, opens its maw. Siegfried, you watch the wall of ice, the magical conjuration that you have created, vanish. And the creature just strides forward as if it's not there. As soon as it is out of the space where that magical conjuration was, and it is locking its gaze upon you, the wall of ice reappears as if it had never vanished in the first place. You see your tattoos fade back to their original color. The ring on your finger is still cold. It's the only thing that you seem to still feel the magical effects of. It's going to take a multi-attack on you. Does a 15 hit you?
Yep, I believe without armor. Let me double check. Do I have my
15,
shield
13,
or
16. I would say you would have your
do I have my
shield.
shield?
Yeah, you could have your shield.
Okay.
You're probably not in your
Um,
full armor because you were here
Yeah.
as a guest of the party.
So yeah, my AC is 15 right now. So
Okay, so 3
the-
hits. Oh, sorry, 2 hits. No, the second claw misses. 9 slashing and 7 psychic for the first hit.
Okay.
And the
So
bite is 12 piercing and 13 psychic for 25
okay.
total.
I'm gonna stone's endurance on the bite. Second.
Sure.
So the first one was 9 slashing, so that goes through my 10 hit points from Dunan.
Mm-hmm.
And then how much was left over after that?
7.
9,
7 psychic. Yeah.
Okay.
Did Siegfried just get really quiet
Okay.
for everyone else, or is it just me?
Oh no, sorry. I'm moving my mic around
Oh,
while I'm
okay.
talking because I'm balancing a plate of eggs while I'm trying to do this at the same
Oh,
time.
good.
Spencer's just getting paranoid now.
Yeah. So
I know,
the
Discord
second
doesn't
one
like
was
that.
how much? How much total?
Second one was 25. Excuse me, 25 total.
Okay, I'm going to stone's endurance that one.
Okay.
So that is reduced by 12. So that's 13, right? That carries over.
Yes.
And then I have to make a con save for the ball of ice. As useful as it's been. Here that comes. So wall of ice actually goes down.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
And I'm whispering you something as well because you got bitten.
Okay.
Which is the ring at that point.
Yep.
That brings us to Aeolus with another Strider on deck. Aeolus, the gaze
Aeolus
is not
is-
currently focused on you, but you've been bitten.
Right. Is there space for Aeolus to squeeze behind the creature?
Sure, it's difficult terrain the moment you step onto any of those carts and the refuse that's now been strewn about and the rubble. Broken stalls, crates, torn tarps, but yeah, you can get there.
Alright, so with all my movement, Aeolus back here and will swing twice with Pergusive.
Certainly. first one's a hit for 11 points.
And then I will try to cast Blood Curse of the Binding again.
Strength save, certainly. That is a 25 on that save. These are strong creatures.
Fuck.
It is a strength save, right? Am I crazy? Yeah. it
Yep.
is. Okay.
All right. Ale is just going to.
You have one more attack. You have advantage.
Right.
You have it flanked, so you still have another attack.
I'm here.
26 also hits for 12 points. All right.
And then I will. Oh, I use my bonus action. Yep, that's it.
That'll bring us to the Southern Woe Strider.
And I apply slow to the creature.
Certainly. Do you have? Is that the mastery property?
Affirmative.
Certainly.
I think so. That's what I have it marked down as.
Certainly. 10-foot reduction in speed.
Yep.
Okay. Noted. It
Until the
is
start of the
slowed.
next turn.
Okay. There we go. All right. That brings us to the southern one, who is going to lock its gaze onto this hand that has blocked it. And Jaya, you see the hand wink out of existence instantly. You can feel that you're still concentrating on it, but it is gone as it charges forwards. You and Heliwrast both have opportunity attacks that you can make against it.
Okay. Ellie will hit it with Shine.
23 absolutely hits. 12 points. And a 20 will also hit. Nice rolls. For 15 points. It's charging at one of these civilians, finds this remarkably mustachioed man, and spills his intestines upon the cathedral square. And lets out this keening cry over the area, and all of you feel this scream, not just audibly, but psychically in your mind, deafening your thoughts for the briefest of moments. That brings us to Jaya.
Yuki, so Jaya is going to...
The hand is back, by the way. Sorry. As soon as it left that space, the hand reappeared.
Okay, so she is going to fly. If she can get to like right where the dead dude is, she will basically just get on his. Actually, yeah. So she'll do that.
You just
I get
land
that
in
ability.
the entrails and intestines that this thing is gazing at. Just like, nope, you're fake.
Yeah.
Okay. You are putting yourself
I'm
in
trying
this
to just like really fuck up its night. Yeah,
Sounds good.
basically.
Go
I'm
for it.
trying. I'm mad. So then bonus action, I'm gonna grab Bigby's hand and try to punch it in the head.
Okay. So Bigby's hand, is that a forceful hand? No, clenched fist. Make a melee spell attack for 5d8 force damage.
So that would be Serpent's Fang?
No, so melee spell attack, so it uses your spell attack bonus. So, like, roll one of your cantrips. Like, roll your arc attack, because that'll give us your spell attack bonus. So, we'll use the 24. 24 hits. So go ahead and roll the 5d8 force damage. As it just backhands this thing, and you hear the bones of its spine snapping before cracking back into place. 20 points. Nice. Very solid.
So that
It's
was
looking
my
rough.
bonus action. So now I'm going to hit it with Serpent's Fang twice.
Certainly.
So crit, and then second one. You going to go for it? 11. So 11 won't, but crit will hit.
The crit will hit. What you do notice as you swing Serpent's Fang, you set yourself in its gaze. There's no poison on Serpent's Fang. There's no anything. It's just a short sword at this moment.
Fascinating.
Anything else, Jaya?
I think that's it.
Okay. That'll bring us to the last Woe Strider next to Dunan and Aeolus. Give me one moment. Its character sheet needs to come up. Dunan, it is going to focus on you.
Mhm.
And it is going to claw you twice and then bite Aeolus. First one is a 23 to hit you, Dunan.
Yeah.
Second one is a 19 to hit you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Slashing damage total is 12. Psychic damage total is 14. So 26 total for you, Dunan.
17 damage.
Aeolus, 14 to hit you.
I will shield again.
Okay. It's not currently focused on you, so you can. Dunan, as it is focused on you, and it hits you with both claws, you are grappled by it, as it is attempting to likely tear you in half and eat your entrails. Soon-ish. Heliwrast, around to you.
Oh boy. Ellie's gonna go ahead and hit up the Tempest Griffin bracers, which she has still been wearing. She really doesn't take them off. They look kind of cool. So they kind of match her outfit. And she's just gonna take a whack at northeast, west, and then southeast with shade. Simply because she's more fond of shade. So that would be top one, top left, or top right, left, and bottom in that order. Let's see. Shade, shade.
Yeah, you said top left, top right, bottom?
Top right, top left, bottom.
Okay.
Siegfried, Dunan, Jaya.
Gotcha. What's the range of the teleport on that, just so I know?
Let's see here.
Put the Tempest Griffin bracers into chat.
I thought I did. Okay.
Oh,
There we go.
I did not see them pop there. There we go.
60 feet. So maybe not the one next to Dunan. The other
Yeah, so
two
you
are
can get the
definitely
north
range.
one. Yeah, Dunan's is too far away.
Okay.
Okay, so you get the 30 does hit for 13 points. And the 21 hits for 14 points. The one near
the
you and
third
Jai
21
is looking really
doesn't
rough.
go.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Okay.
It's choose up to 3 creatures. It's not make 3 attacks.
Okay. And then she'll end up again here. She's going to go ahead and land within 5 feet of this one in a flanking position.
Okay. Sounds
At
good.
the end of the Griffin bracers. No bonus action at this time. Oh no, she'll pull Corin.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and pull Corin out and get her hit points set as we come around to Siegfried.
Okay, so yeah, the wall is gone here. Concentrating on it. So I am going to. So my tattoos aren't working right now either, correct? Did I cut out?
Oh no, I can hear you.
No, no.
Okay.
Spencer's muted right now.
Okay.
Alright, sorry. Continues.
So my tattoos aren't working right now, correct?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I am going to cast a spell on myself then.
What spell? Oh, are you sorry? Did you say dispel?
No, I'm going to cast a spell, not dispel.
Okay. What spell?
I am going to try and cast Guardian of Nature on myself.
Okay.
As a bonus
the spell
action.
slot is expended. Nothing happens.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. Let me mark that off. I am then going to move around this way.
Its
And
gaze
then,
follows
yeah. Then I'm going to try and drop Ice Storm on it using the ring.
Okay. That does work.
Yeah, and
that
I'm gonna
is-
try and do the radius, like over here.
Like back along the alleyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
It's a deck save.
yep. Deck save. I don't think it's DC 16 though.
It
Let me double
got a
check.
6. You're good.
Okay,
It failed even if you had a +0.
cool.
Go
That's
ahead and
awesome.
give me the 2d8 46.
Yep. So 2d8. Here that comes, and then 4d6.
And I believe the area is difficult terrain until the end of your next turn, if it
Yep.
matters.
And I'm actually I'm just gonna move to try and put myself between the civilian, and that's my turn.
Easily done. Alright, that brings us to Tang. You just watched Siegfried attempt to cast a spell and nothing happened. And then successfully cast a spell. You're not sure what's... I mean, it's up to you to determine if Tang knows
She'd
what's going
notice
on.
also that she'd at least notice that my tattoos aren't glowing anymore.
Oh, absolutely. You normally shed
I'm not
light when your
giving
tattoos
giving
glow.
off. Yep.
What'll be, Tang?
Can I tell if there's been like a spell cast on us?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Something that this creature is causing, as you've now watched it walk through a magical conjuring of ice that was present in the space. Because of your altitude, I would say you also aware enough to see it walk through the space where this magical conjuration that Jaya created has been. You just watched Siegfried attempt to cast a spell, fail, nothing happened, even though you've seen him cast the spell previously, but then successfully cast a spell using his ring, which you've seen him cast multiple times. You gather there is some degree of magical suppression that these things emanate.
Okay.
You're not sure of the range, you're not sure if it's a cone or an area around them. You're not sure how they direct it or focus it, but it seems like they can nullify magical effects.
Okay. And the one to the south is looking the worst?
Yeah.
Okay.
It also has multiple would-be victims within its range.
That is the problem. So I'm going to use my second level 5 spell slot to cast Flame Strike on that one.
Alright. Put Flame Strike in the chat, please. So this is a 10-foot radius. So, are you avoiding the civilians?
Oh, I'm going to have to hit people. Never mind.
You're
I have to hit
allowed-
Heli.
You're allowed to hit Heli. So you
Like that.
I don't think Heli would mind, but that's up to
yeah,
you.
you're hitting Heli,
Well-
Corin in the hand.
Well, and if Heli gets hit by a flame strike and walks out, it does major points for whoever she was trying to impress.
That is true. I will do that. And I will be
Wow.
prepared to kill Ellie.
Okay.
But I just need to try to knock that thing out.
All right. Jaya, does the hand make the save, or does it just take damage? Can you check for me? And then Heli, I need a save for you and Corwin, so 2 dex saves from Heli. Alright, Corwin takes 32 points of damage, which I believe is enough to break Corwin. Yep.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Heli also fails, just barely, and takes 32 points of damage. You have 9 temp, I believe, so... Your temp gets eaten, and you take 23 points on top of that. And, Jai, what did
Object.
you Okay.
I think it's an object, so it just takes it.
Okay, sounds good. So just reduce it by 32.
Does it take the damage? Because it says specifically each creature takes the damage. If it's an object, would it do that?
Put the hand in chat again. It's something that can be targeted. It doesn't occupy its space. I'm going to rule that it is taking damage from AoE effects, but I think Jaya's interpretation is correct. It's not. It doesn't have saves, so because it's an object, it just automatically fails. That said, it started with 112 hit points, so it's still doing pretty well.
How's the creature?
Creature needs to make the save, which is Dex, which it got a 6. So it takes 32 points of damage. It looks abysmal, really bad. Still standing.
Ellie takes the hit and just kind of shakes her head and shakes her arms off, and then just shakes it off like.
All you need is a chair to sort of lean back on as someone dumps a bucket of healing water on you.
Yeah. But she just it's like a fly. She just kind of brushes it off and keeps going. Not at all aware that she looks like a complete badass to anybody who's watching her, but still.
Appropriately aloof. Alright, that brings us to the civilians.
Has done this too many times.
They get out. They get out. They get to there. Siegfried, your parents get out. There is an opportunity attack, and someone gets cut down. Too far. There we go. And then Nath gets to here. Blackburn. Let me pull up Nath's stat block. Give me a moment, please. Nath is going to conjure Wall of Fire. Oh, I missed a civilian down there. He is going to conjure a Wall of Fire. And encircle that northeastern quarter to prevent anything from getting towards the civilians or Blackburn that's going in that direction. So they are all cordoned off. Not sure how much that'll help with the thing that can make it not be a thing, but it's an attempt. That'll bring us to Dunan with a Wolf Strider on deck.
Dunan isn't smart enough to figure out what's happening, so he's gonna hit. No, I'm grappled, so it means with disadvantage, right?
No, you're not restrained. You're just grappled, so your speed is 0.
Okay, then.
And
Okay,
you
then
notice
I
at this
attack with
point also
advantage.
your ring of free action that you wear is not providing you any benefit.
Yeah.
It's just an ornamental ring.
Sweet. And I will,
go.
with that crit, I will use a Channel Divinity and make it vulnerable against the attack.
Ooh, nice. All right.
And I will try to smite.
Okay, so Channel Divinity, it is vulnerable, so it takes double damage. So we're looking at 14, 18, 20. So it takes 40 points of damage. And which smite are you casting?
A Blinding Smite.
Wonderful. The spell slot is expended. Nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah.
Figured as much.
Good to check. I would say Dunan,
Well,
between the ring,
he's not
the
smart
fact
enough
that you
to figure
can't...
that out, so...
It's up... Yeah, okay. I would say you have a reasonable suspicion that magic's just not being a thing.
Okay.
Hard
You know
iron
what?
seems
I'm gonna
unaffected.
I roll for it.
Okay. So hard
Oh,
iron
look.
seems fine. But your ring,
Okay.
the fact that you're not automatically sort of able to wiggle out of its arms, and that your smite didn't go off, you have enough clues that if you think Dunan could put it together, he's able to put it together.
Something's weird with this one, Yolas. That's it.
Brute force.
My specialty.
Just brute force. No magic.
My specialty.
Brute force, guys.
This one is going to sink its claws into Siegfried, and turn its gaze towards Teng. Siegfried, 21 and 26.
Both definitely hit.
You are grappled.
Okay.
9 points and 12 points total. So 9 and 12, so 21.
I'm going to Stone's Endurance the 12.
Okay, sounds good.
If that's the second attack, I mean.
Yeah.
Whichever attack did the most.
Yeah, sure.
Fine.
The bite misses you. 14, so you
Okay,
just take the
so
9
I'm-
points.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's 2 separate attacks, so you reduce the 112 to 0. But you still take the 9 from the other. But you are
I
grappled.
always
at this point,
forget,
Siegfried.
sorry.
Yeah.
Hard iron makes max damage on a crit.
Ah, wonderful.
All right.
Remind me after the session, and I can adjust that on your sheet for you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Heart Iron's max damage is 16 for the crit, plus 5 plus 2
I'm
is 21, 23, plus dueling is
Yeah.
25, double to 50, so an extra 10 on top of it. Nice. Very solid. Alright. Good catch, though. And Heart Iron is functioning normally, despite this suppression of magical effects.
Yeah. That's weird.
That brings us to Aeolus.
Aeolus is going to activate a Crimson Right. He'll do Cold.
Okay.
Oof.
Roll a 6. Yeah, roll a 6. Oh, thank you, Tim.
And-
You're correct. I'm just doing
I
that.
will
You can continue to
Strike twice. Okay.
There is a dead civilian, though. Okay. 25 hits, 25 hits. So 15 points and 17 points. 32 points. That one's looking really rough at this point. I'm going to slow it again. Star Metal Blaster's no good, though. Anything else?
Alrighty, and I will just shout at the creature to eat something that's easier. And that's my turn.
Okay. That'll bring us to Jaya and Heliwrast Strider. Where did the hand go?
Where did who go?
Jaya, did you delete your hand?
No, I still see it.
I can see my hand.
Heli's
Oh.
at one.
Okay.
It's right next to Heli.
Just Roll20 doesn't like me then. All of the programs don't like me. I just don't see it. That's
I
fine.
don't see its hit anymore, but I see the hand.
Well, I can't help with that.
Yeah.
It's invisible to me. It's gonna focus on Jaya and try to tear her asunder.
Ah,
Ah.
Claw, and chomp. Claws were, wow, a 9 and a 9 to hit you. I believe both of those miss. Correct?
Yes.
Good.
Correct, yes.
The bite is a natural 20. It is...
Silvery bars.
As you release the spell slot, nothing happens.
Fuck.
It's spent.
Okay.
As is your reaction, although you're about to go anyway. You take 24 points of piercing and 43 points of psychic.
Yep, that'll hurt.
Yeah.
The 23 and 43?
66 total.
That was such a beautiful, like, right in the middle of her hit points, too. Like, what a...
Oh, yeah. I also want you to make a DC 33 Constitution saving throw for your hand.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't save that. Yeah, I can't.
Nope, gone. Around to you. You are not grappled, by the way. You are bitten. You were bitten, though, so I'll whisper you the same thing that everyone else has gotten so far. Or other people have gotten so far. But you may go in the meantime.
Oh, wait. I can't use it. I already used my reaction.
You did. You attempted
Oh,
to
no.
celebrate barbs.
Yep. So when I hit it with Serpent's Fang, it still hurt it. It just didn't do the poison damage, correct?
Correct. Serpent's Fang seems to be a mundane item at this moment. It's still a sword.
Okay.
Probably brittle. Don't let me dissuade you, though.
Here. Shit. This is super hard. Problematic when you are a spellcaster in a fight where spellcasters are not super helpful. No, it's super fun. I guess I'll try a arc or a fault. I'll try fault.
Fault? Okay.
Oh, shit, lost.
I mean, you're a Blade Singer, so you can make a melee attack and cast a cantrip with the other attack. So you get one attack with the weapon if you want it, and then the cantrip.
don't
Serpent's
think either of
Fang,
those will hit.
this is Fault doesn't even create a beam. Its gaze, its open maw of a mouth is focused on you, giving what at this point I think Jaya absolutely surmises a focused effect of anti-magic.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, Jaya? Movement? Bonus?
Well, my bonus action was my hand, which is no more, and I don't think I really have any other good bonuses. But I'll stay here so Heli can get advantage.
Okay, so Heli can move into a flank position. Alright, that'll bring us to the Wosh Rider that's attempting to eat our dwarf, who is currently grappled. Claw, bite on Dunan. 26, 21, and the bite's a 15.
You all hit?
All hit?
I'm sure.
Alright,
I have 11.
I believe enough people have been bitten at this point. The people who have been bitten, all of your magical items cease to function for a minute, unless they are an artifact. Only artifacts work. Dunan, you take 12 points from the first, 13 from the second for 25 total. And then the bite is 9 plus 17. So that is 26. So 51 points total from those 3 attacks. As it is just trying to tear into the juicy nougat core of your dwarven nature.
Yum yum.
We're going to run through the rest of this initiative, and then we'll pick up at the top of initiative next session. But Heliwrast, it's up to you.
Okay.
It is still
Sees
focused on
everything
you,
going on, but nobody seems to be dying quite yet. How solid is Bigby's hand?
Gone.
Just gone. Okay, so I can still see it.
Lost
She didn't pass the
concentration.
concentration. The spell's over.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Heli's just gonna, assuming that it's focused on Jaya, she's gonna move over just a little bit more and try to take a running jump up towards its neck and hit it with Shade and Shine up above the shoulders. I don't know how tall it is. It's hunched.
Yeah, so
So-
these are probably standing upright, maybe 15 feet tall, but they're hunched, so they're
Okay.
closer to like 10.
So
And
at
these
her
weird
height,
gangly
she
limbs.
could take it. Yeah, at her height, she could at least take a shot at it.
Okay.
At
Sho-
the higher part.
Show me the spaces that you're moving to. Are you trying to get like a running leap, which is a 10-foot head start?
Yeah.
Okay. You are
So she'll
going
go
to
to
provoke an
here.
opportunity attack to do so. So we're going to resolve
Okay. Never
that
mind
first.
then. She's just
No,
gonna. She's
you
gonna
can absolutely go
do,
for it, but it's the
No,
gamble.
with
Do you-
no armor. No.
Okay.
No. She's just gonna jump from where she is and hit as high as possible on its body.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack
Shade
roll. Are
first
you
and
moving
then
to a flank?
Shine. Yes, that would be here, correct?
There you go.
Yeah, Shade first and then Shine.
Okay, so first attack is a 24. That hits for 15 points.
And then I already did Shade.
Uh,
That was 18.
okay, no, the first one is a 24. You have advantage because you flanked it.
Oh,
So
okay.
the first was a 24, so I
Oh,
need a
okay.
second roll for Shine. Alright, that
Okay.
advantage. 26
Okay,
hits.
great.
How do you want to finish this one off? It had 1 hit point left
Oh,
after
shit.
your first attack.
As it stumbles, she's just going to hit it with Shine and cut its head off.
Okay. As you take this, realizing the reach of its limbs, and you think twice about taking too many steps away, turning your back to sort of get that running leap. You just sort of do like that little half-step combination jump, throwing your knee up in the air and bringing down shade and shine in this two-handed overhand swing, dropping down onto its neck, and a torrent of its internal fluids, the blood and the viscera, spill out of this thing, far more than should fit within the smaller volume of its gangly form, splashing and coating the ground, part of Jaya's boots as well. Definitely ruined. And the blood and guts that are just splattered all over you as you take your position. Let me kick this to the map layer. And sort of gaze around, and you see the lady you were talking to about a minute and a half ago when you were helping with the keg, just staring at you wide-eyed as you're covered in blood after you've slain this creature.
And I'm gonna shout, "Read those guts, motherfucker!" Really angrily, just like pissed as hell. Read those guts, motherfucker!
Thank you. I was going to ask to do a perception check to see if she saw it, so I'm really glad you.
Left the token on the map because she was like, what's she doing? That brings us to Siegfried with Tang on deck. And then pause for
since it's looking at Tang and I managed to dodge its bite with Stone's Endurance, are my tattoos glowing again?
They are.
Nice, okay. So I am going to cast Freedom Movement on myself with an action
Okay.
to escape the grab.
As the spell takes hold, you feel yourself slip out of its grasp. The fingers curling in the air where they were. These long, like, three-jointed fingers in this strange, spider-like movement, sort of clutching at the gases of the space where you just were.
And then I'm going to move and incur an opportunity attack, but I'm going to try and fight it towards Heli and Jaya a bit.
Okay.
So
Sounds
that's
good. It's going to attempt to
1,
claw you.
2,
A 13.
4, 5. 13 actually misses.
Okay.
Awesome. Bonus action, I'm going to go... Actually, I'm going to stay kind of towards here. So,
Okay.
bonus action, I'm going to go to Archer form again and take a shot.
Yep.
My tattoos are back. Sorry, my foundry is acting up now. Could you... It's not opening up my character sheet. I'm refreshing.
All good. I'm trying to pull up your sheet now myself.
Yeah. I was trying to do the alt double click and it wasn't working, and then it wouldn't open. But now it's opening up. So Archer shot, here it comes.
Okay, beat me to it. 12, no good.
Does a 12 hit?
No, it does not.
I am going to... I'm going to wheel myself.
Sure. $13 does not hit.
It's a 13.
Yeah.
Let me just keep track of it. I've used 2 wild shapes.
You've
I've
used
a
one.
Cosmic Omen.
You activated.
Sorry, the wild shape. Yeah,
It's-
it's already been activated. Okay.
Yeah, it's suppressed.
I thought I
doesn't-
lost it
It's
when
not ended.
Okay.
Yeah. As
Okay.
soon as
That's
it
good to
focused
know.
its gaze on Tang, your tattoos started glowing again immediately, as if they had never been suppressed in the first place.
Cool. Okay.
And
I've
y-
used
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I've used 2 stone endurances, right?
Correct. Yes.
Just want to keep track of the resource. Okay, cool.
Tang around
That is
to
my
you.
turn.
You see this vacuous maw of a face gazing up at you,
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I am going
like a
to.
portal into a star field of smoke and gas. And nope.
Can I hide behind the statue?
Sure. You can drop to
Okay,
the
I
ground.
hit the ground. Yeah. And then. Wait a second. Jaya is within range of my healing word, so I'm going to use healing word.
Okay. At what level?
Level 2.
Okay. As you expend the spell slot, you feel no magic infused in your words. You are within the area of its effect.
Oh, it's not just gaze. Okay.
Good
Not a
try.
fan. Not a fan whatsoever. And I'm going to scuttle my butt over to Siegfried. Hopping on the ground.
Nice. As you get right next to Siegfried, you also see his tattoos once again fade, as it's focused on you.
Shit.
You gather it's not a single person type of thing. It's an area of effect. The civilians finish moving out of the way. Where's fucking Blackburn? There it is. Storm Surge gets up with Dunan. Nath gets these people out. These people get out. This guy.
How does Storm Surge look like? Siegfried's always wanted to see Storm Surge fight.
Storm Surge
He's
looks.
legendary.
Let me pull him up for a moment. We'll do Storm Surge's attacks.
Yes.
Yay!
Okay.
Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only
Don't you
hope.
dare
He looks-
steal my kill.
Absolutely furious as he finally gets close to this thing. And figured Nath had the one side covered. Let me double check his sheet. Yeah, his sheet's on public. Give me one moment, please, because his sheet's a nightmare. He is going to set up the flank with Aeolus. He is going to use Reckless Attack and forego the advantage that it grants him. Even though, because he's getting it thanks to Aeolus, so that way he can use Brutal Strike and make 2 attacks with his Great Spear. And he'll do Sundering Blow. And hamstring it. So its speed is dropped by an additional 15 feet. Sundering Blow. The next attack against it has advantage. I forgot his rage damage bonus. That's okay. Oh, never mind. It's rolled into the attacks. 14 and 9 is 23, plus 8 is 31. He absolutely steals your kill time.
Meh.
You are free from its hands, as the hands are no longer attached to it.
Still counts as mine.
And that'll bring us to top of the round, and we'll pick up with the very last one, which is still reasonably healthy next session.
Oh,
We're
we
a
just
bit
got
late today.
all of
Yeah.
us headed towards it, so.
What a party crasher, poopers.
Hey, at least we got to show off.
I had a feeling there was no way we were
We got
going
to show off.
without
What'd you say?
Oh no, this
Yeah,
had
right?
Red Wedding vibes.